All right, well, we're going old school today, and we're trying something using a Google Sheet instead of a fancy programmed puzzle. And the reason I'm doing that is I had an idea the other day when I was doing a Fibble, maybe even a couple, like a double Fibble or something, but I was doing Fibble, and I thought, you know, what would be interesting is a pants on fire version of Fibble. So if you're not familiar with Fibble, by the way, it is Wordle, but on every row, one of the clues is a lie. And I sent a message to the creator of Fibble, by the way, and suggested this, and I think they're working on actually maybe implementing that possibly or something. We've done a few of these in the Discord server, actually, partly with my Google Sheet. Ranks did a little bit of a program quick that we worked the bugs out of, I think, maybe. But anyways, I'm just going to do it with the Google Sheet today. So this is very low tech. There's a few things that it doesn't do that we normally can do, but the whole idea is pants on fire version. Instead of on every row, one of the clues is a lie, on every row, 4 of the clues are a lie. So essentially 1 is truth. So only 1 clue on each row can be the truth. So some of the limitations to doing it this way on a Google spreadsheet is I don't have any way for it to color duplicate letters properly, because you're supposed to do, you know, let's say the word grass, right? There's 2 S's. Well, it should, if there's only 1 S in the word, it should color the first one yellow and the second one gray. But if the second one is in the correct position, it colors that one green and the first one gray. And that doesn't happen here. This is just checking, is the letter in the right spot? Green. Is the letter in the word in a different spot? Yellow. So we're not going to have any duplicate letters. So that'll also make it a little bit easier, I guess, because we know we don't have to guess a word with duplicate letters. But I grabbed a word list of like a few hundred words, removed any that had duplicate letters. So this is not the full word list. It's just a list of several hundred good words. So, and I've just randomized the order of the list. I've got a random answer in one of the cells. It's got white background and white text, so I can't see what word it is. And then we're gonna make our guess in these dashed lines, and it's gonna put the guess across here and then give us the coloring below it. So we're just gonna try it, see what happens. I don't know, it might not work, it might be crazy. I might fail. I'll probably fail, that's okay. And then I've just randomized the lies. It basically just says in 4 of the 5 spots on each row, it says +1 or +2 mod 3, so it just sort of wraps around. 0 is gray, 1 is yellow, 2 is green, and it just adds 1 or 2 and wraps around. So that's all it is. And 1 of the 5 just does nothing. It has a 0, and there you go. So anyways, that is all you need to know. So I'm just gonna try it. I don't know what to do. Let's do, how about nasty? That used to be my start for Wordle a long time ago. It's always fun to start with that one, especially on a new puzzle sometimes. Okay, so the T and the Y are green. The 3, now here's something, so we've done a couple of these in the Discord server, kind of as a big group. And one of the things that we discovered, or realized, I guess, not really discovered, but you have to kind of think through the logic of it. If you think about what happens if you have more than 1 gray. So we know only one of these clues is true, right? So only one of the grays can be true. So the other 2, at least 2 of the 3 grays have to be lies. So at least 2 of these 3 letters are in the word. At least 2 of N, A, and S are in the word. Now, if the T or the Y is the true, all 3 of the grays have to be in the word. So if the T was true, if we had a T in the 4th spot, that would mean there's an N, A, and S in the word. Which is maybe possible. Let's see, would that be possible? And they could be in the same spots or different spots, because they could be yellow or green, we don't know. We just know that the gray was a lie. If the T was there, we'd have to have an S, A, and N. Can't do saint though, because if the T is true, that means the T is 4th. So if the T is 4th, you're not gonna put an S or an N after the T. You could put an A back there, maybe. Something like Santa would work, but we can't have double letters. So if the A was after the T, Yeah, I don't like that. So I don't think the T and the or the Y are true. Because again, if you had the Y, you have to have the S, A, and N with... Well, actually, antsy would work, wouldn't it? Antsy would work. You'd have A, N, and T, and S, and so these would all be lies because the A, N, and S would be lies that they're gray because they're in the word, and the T would be a lie because it's in the wrong position. So antsy would work. Now we could guess antsy, and that has the benefit of, you know, kind of like our normal Fibble strategy where we repeat letters to try and get contradictions. It works for that, but the problem is contradictions don't work the same way in this version. Let's just do it anyways. Oh, another thing that this spreadsheet thing is not doing is it's not verifying that our guesses are actual words, so we have to kind of do that on our own too, but let's try it. See what happens. Okay. So, I was kind of hoping we'd get a T or a Y that was gray, and then one of these other ones gray, and we could kind of know a better idea of which. So the Y is almost certainly not the truth, because it would have to be the truth on both of them. And yeah, that's not gonna work. So the Y is not the truth. We're pretty sure the Y is a lie. We know there's at least 2 of A, N, and S in the word. Now, again, but no. It only works, so saying that the green or the yellow being true makes all the grays have to be in the word only works when there's grays. I was gonna say if this A is true, then that tells us something, but it doesn't actually. It tells us we can't have an S. We can't have an A here and an S here, but... Well, the other thing it does, actually, no. Here's the thing that does. If this is true, if the A is true, we know, therefore there's an A in the word, but we also know there's at least one other of the N and the S in the word. So the S, it would either have to be an S that's not here, or an N, but the N would have to be here. If there's an A and an N, and the A is first, the N would have to be second, because this would have to be a lie. You couldn't put an N at the end or something, but I'm inclined to think the A is not there. You know what? I think, so here's one strategy, is repeat letters in the same positions, kind of like our normal Fibble strategy, but in the hopes that you get, especially repeat the greens, because like the 2 green Ys here, if those were true, they would both have to be true. And that just, it makes it really hard. So if you can get the same clue more than once, it's very unlikely to be true both times, generally. So, we could, oh, I messed that up, hold on. Oh, okay. There we go, okay. Are we good now? Yeah, okay. I accidentally deleted one of the clues. Okay, anyways, we're good, okay. So, I'm thinking, what if I guessed anise, or anise? Anise? I think it's anise. I don't know. Let's try that. I'm still trying to kind of figure out my strategy here. Okay, so we have to have at least one of A and S in the word, but we already, suspected there could be. Now, clearly, this can't be the truth both times. It could be A-N, and that would be the truth, and this would be the truth. But if the N is true, there has to be an A and an S in the word. And if it was A-N, the S would have to not be fourth. Another strategy is to do 5 new letters and hope we get a couple of grays, because when you get grays, it forces one of those letters to be in the word. If the N or the I is true, there will have to be an A and an S in the word. Let's try Saint. I'm just trying to get some multiple clues for the same letters and hopefully figure something out from that. Well, that is interesting. That is really interesting. So, okay, if the green T is true, then the yellow T is also true. If the green S is true, the yellow S is true. So, one thing we could potentially try is waist, W-A-I-S-T. Now that doesn't work. Now let me explain why that doesn't work. If you do waist, this T is true. The rest of these have to be lies, so it's actually easier than I was even thinking. This T is true, which would mean this has to be a lie. So if the T is true, the S is either not in the word or it is first. If the N is true, same thing with the S. Because if any of these greens are true, the S has to be a lie. And for the S to be a lie, the word either starts with S or there is no S. Right, and for the N here to be a lie, the same thing. Any yellows, it's either the letter's not in the word or that's where the letter is, actually. So, but if the N is second, yeah, so SN would mean this is true. This is a lie, but this is true, which means you have to have an S and an A in the word, but it could be SN, A third maybe? SNA, what would happen if we did that? That would work, I think. Now, if this is true, the rest of these have to be lies, which the S and the A would be lies then. And there could be no T or Y, that would be possible. But if the N is true, yeah. And what would be the, now down here, this would be a lie, this would be a lie, this would be a lie. We'd have to have, oh, the I could be the truth. The I could be the truth then. So we could have SNA. Let's try, I don't know, snack. Or, let's do snake. Snake, we do have this yellow E here, which could be a green. So snake's not too bad. Okay, it's not snake. Okay, and it can't be snack either, because if it's snack, the S would be true, which means the K has to be a lie, but if it's snack, the K would be true. So interestingly, we can't have the S at the beginning and the E at the end. Is it still possible it's SNA? It's still possible that it's SNA. It would just not be able to have, it couldn't be snack or snake. And it couldn't be snail, because if the SNA, if we do SNA, the S, the A, and the N are all lies in here, and the T can't be the truth, so the I would have to be the truth, so we couldn't have an I then. And we couldn't do like snare, because we can't have the E and the S. If it's SNA, snarl would work. Snarl might work. I'm gonna do snarl. I don't know, let's see. Okay, well that is very interesting. Okay, so it can't be SNA anymore, I don't think. Because for it to be SNA, all three, the S, the N, and the A have to be the lies. The R or the L would have to be true, which would mean there is either an L, it would be SNAL something, or SNA something R. Neither one of those works, so it's not SNA. I feel like there's probably an S in the word, but, you know, we have had two S. We've had 3 gray S's. So if there's not an S in the word, all 3 of those would have to be true. That's unlikely. We've had 3 gray A's. If there's not an A in the word, all 3 of those would have to be true. So I think there's an S and an A in the word. Now N, I'm not so sure about, because we do have 3 yellow N's now. So if there's an N, it's probably second. Otherwise, those 3 would all have to be the truths. If the N is second, this N is true, which does work. That just forces there to be an A and an S in the word, but I already think there's an A and an S in the word. But I don't think it's S N. We'll make this S true. But we think there's an A in the word. So if it's SN, SN what? The A wouldn't be able to be third though. And if it's not SN, how is the N gonna be second? Interesting, if the S is not first, then this is true, which means there has to be an I in the word. If the S is not second. I'm leaning towards thinking there's no N, because it would have to be second, and I don't know. Well, you know, we could do something NA with an S somewhere else. What about Nash? The S would be true up here on the second one. Ah, what's the truth up here? Oh, right. The first line, and I haven't been paying attention to it. If we have N, A, and S in the word, the T or the Y has to be true. But we already decided the T or the Y couldn't be true, so we can't have N, A, and S. One of those grays has to be true. Okay, the gray N is true. There's so many things to think about with this. It's really interesting. Okay, so the gray N is gonna be the truth. There's an A and an S in the word, almost for sure, because we have 3 gray A's, 3 gray S's. So there's an A and an S. There's no N. Okay, so if there's an A and an S, that means the gray A and S up here are true. These 2 gray A and S are lies, are both lies. So, and we know the N is a lie, probably, which means either there's an I third or there's an E somewhere else, because one of those 2 has to be true. And so could it be something AI? The I would be true there, the A would be true here, but not S at the beginning. Maybe an S at the end? Fails would be interesting. It'd be kind of funny if first one I did, the answer was fails. Let's see, what would that do? The N, we think the N is the truth up here. You know what? Let's mark. We usually can flag. Let's mark the ones we think are true. We think the N is true here. Let's see. We can just do. I'll make them blue. How about? I don't know if that's blue. Is that blue? Yeah, that's blue. Okay. I'm colorblind, by the way. You don't know that. Okay. If it was AI, this would be true, this would be true. Let's do maybe like okay, let's do a darker blue for the ones we're pretty sure about and a lighter blue for the ones we're less sure about. So I think these could be, what would be the truth other places? Ah, this one is interesting because either the A or the S is true. We already think the Y is not true. Or the T, ooh, what about ST, AIST though? It's not, I thought we said it couldn't be AIST. No, it can't be AIST. The T can't be at the end if the A is second. So it can't be AIST. So if the S was true here, oh, the S would be true there. Oh yeah, the S would be true there. Okay. That would be true. Let's do that one. What's going to be true down here? We know the A is false. We're pretty sure the S is false. We know the N is false. So now we either have an E at the end, or there's a K somewhere. A-I-S-K, I don't really like that. K-A-I-S, I don't really like. We'd have to have the E at the end. A-I-S-E? A-I-S-E, and then what's gonna be the truth in this one? The A would be the truth. But it can't be raise, or else this would be true. So, I don't think the E can be true. I don't think this E can be true. Because because I don't know anything that's A-I-S-E, so which then makes me think that this S is not true. But if the S isn't true, and it's AI, second and third, which of these is gonna be true? Can we put a T at the beginning? This T could be true? T-A-I, the S would have to be at the end, something like tails, but then the A and the L would both be true. If the A is second, then the A is the truth down here. So if we put an S at the end, and if we have a T, the T would have to be first, because it can't be fourth. We already know this one's a lie. But we can't have an L, so I don't think it can be tails. So I don't think we can have the A and the I second and third. Now we could have one of the two maybe. I'm thinking about guessing tails, even though we know it's not right. Am I though? But see, repeating the letters in the same spot. I don't know, let's just try it. I'm still figuring out the good strategy for this. Wow, okay. So, well, we know it can't be AI because they can't both be true, right? And the fact that we've now had a green A second twice and a green I second twice makes them less likely to be the truth because they would have to both be true. If the S is a lie, so we know there's an S in the word. So either the S is last or this S is true. But since these are all greens, this S being the truth doesn't really cause us any problems, you know? All right, I'm gonna mark. I'm gonna mark the ones that I think are lies. Let's do. I don't know, what color do we want to do for lies? We'll do this. Kind of a purpley color maybe, I think, possibly. So we know those are lies. We know these are lies. These are all lies. So we know one of these two has to be true then, right? That's the thing on this anise or anise or however you say the word. Either the I is third or there is an E somewhere else, because one of those two has to be true. So I'm inclined to think there's an I somewhere else. What about vials? Vials would be interesting. This L would be true. But this L would be true. Ooh, actually, that might work though. These would be true. What would be true here? There's nothing true in snake then. So we either have to have an S at the beginning, an E at the end, or there's a K, because one of those has to be true. And if there is an I that's not, actually, whether there's an I or not, if there's not an I third, then there has to be an E somewhere. Because this E would have to be true. Could the I be third? If the I is third, okay, if the I is third, the S has to be here. Because if this I is true, this S has to be a lie. But if the S is at the end, then this S is true. So this A would have to be somewhere else, but we already think the A has to be somewhere else anyways. Could the I be third, the S at the end, and there's an A first or fourth? That would make this A the truth. It could work actually. I third. But if the S is at the end and the I is third, then what's the truth in this one? Then you need to have, and if the S is at the end, this E is false, so then you have to have a K somewhere. So I don't think we can do the I third and the S at the end. And if the I is third, the S has to be at the end. Therefore, these I's are probably lies. which makes this E the truth. So there is an E somewhere. It makes this E a lie. Which then means there's either a K or the S is first. And if the S is first, this is a lie. If we think there's an I in the word, this I could be the truth here. There could be no I. The S is more likely the truth than the K. If the S is first, that makes these both truths. Which makes this lie, this A a lie, and this A a lie. Okay, so it's looking more like the I is the truth here. The gray I is the truth. I'm thinking S at the beginning, E somewhere, and A somewhere. Maybe S-E-A? But I feel like that's going to be something that ends in an S then. Steams, or seats, or sears, or seals, or... And we can't have any duplicate letters. Okay, if we think this I is true, let's mark that as true. That means you can't have the A in the second spot, so these have to be lies. And if the S is at the beginning, then this has to be a lie anyways. Right, this has to be a lie. Yeah, the T can't be there. Is there a T in the word is the question. Well, it couldn't be fourth, fifth, or first, because those would all be lies. It would have to be second or third. ST. Could we do STA? We'd have to have an E. Oh, the A could be fourth. S-T-E-A, steer. No, we can't do steer because these would both be true. We could do steal though, and this L would be a lie. This A would be true. Let's think about that. Does that work? The N is true here. The T is true here. I actually like the T second. That gives us our truth in this line. Because it's not one of these greens. So the T being true here is really good. I really like that actually. Let's mark that as a truth. The E would be true here. The I would be true here. The S would be true here. The A would be true here. Oh, steal, not steer. Steal. The A would be true here. And the S would be true here. I think steal is really good, actually. Hopefully this is right, because I'm running out of space on the screen over there. Let's go with steal. Could it be steal? Oh, it's not steal. Oh, shoot. I thought for sure that was gonna be it. Oh, it could also be like steam or something, because this could be gray. If the A is the true, the L is the gray. Yeah, something like steam would work, because that fits with this. The E would be true, the S, the T, and the A would all be lies. I think steam's pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna adjust this up. I know you guys are gonna lose my first guess up there, but I'm gonna try steam. If it's not steam, then I'll shrink down the stuff over there so you can see everything. Hey, it was steam, all right. Took me 9 guesses, but I got it. Woo, all right. So, very interesting. The S is the truth on the last one there, obviously. So, we had the truths marked correct. This E would be true then as well. Wow. Oh, I didn't want to do it that way. I wanted to do the coloring, the highlighting. All right, well, it's a little clunky doing it this way, I know. We definitely need to code something up to do it properly, I think. It's very interesting. I really like that. I'm sure there's some better strategies than what I did, and I missed the NAS at the beginning. Once we knew there was an A and an S, and the T and the Y couldn't be true. Obviously the N had to be true, so there was no N in the word. Like that just, I should have seen that earlier, but I didn't, but that's okay. Anyways, so let me know what you think of Fibble Pants on Fire edition. And yeah, you know, do you think we should do some more of this? Should the creator of the game, you know, put this as an actual mode? Is it worth the time of programming it in? I don't know. But anyways, yeah, pretty fun. I think it's interesting. All the lies and trying to figure out the implications of, well, if this is this way, and the kind of the chain reaction of what that does to the other places, and very interesting. So, anyways, let me know. You can't go try this puzzle. I would say go try it and let me know, but you can't because it's not a thing yet. But you can make up a spreadsheet like this, I guess, if you want to. It's a little bit clunky, but it works. Yeah. There you go. Let me know what you think of this idea, and be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon with some more puzzles. Here's an interesting question. Which song has spent the most time at number 2 on the Billboard Top 100 without making it to that was really
1?
good. On the left. Awesome. Ballet over here. Okay, it is L&T, just like I was thinking. Now, Alphabet. There we go. That's a good one.